This is the YouTube Thumbnail Game Podcast, and I am your host, CGR. I design YouTube thumbnails and my life, and I'm here to learn and talk about one of the most interesting and important things in the YouTube business, the thumbnail. So, how we got started with the YouTube thumbnails? So, initially, I just wanted to create a YouTube channel which does good in the society in some way, and within that, I stumbled upon that I need to learn editing, I need to learn the design, I need to learn the copywriting stuff, and I really found this designing aspect really very intriguing to me personally. So I started doing that. I first started in I think it was a mobile app. It was called Pixa or something small, yellow, greenish, purplish. Pixabay. No, it was not Pixabay. It was some mobile app. And after that, slowly I switched to Photoshop. In Photoshop, I initially did a course from torrents, etc. and YouTube, but in the designs I made all of the initial designs for myself only, especially for my YouTube channels. I have produced many YouTube videos which are not really that amazing, but yeah, I have YouTube channels, especially where I produce YouTube videos, and I will produce even more there. But I was designing basically for those thumbnails of those YouTube channels. So when I had completed the course, and people around me started saying that you are good at designing, and even gave my cousin brother, he gave me even work to do. So I thought, yeah, maybe I can also monetize this, because my college was gonna start, and I stumbled upon freelancing by mode of Aman Dhatrawal. He said that it's great to make money. It is, I hope. I know it is great. So yeah, that way so first thing is like I found, yeah, what would you like to design? So I have to be in the YouTube business. Maybe let's design YouTube thumbnails for people. So that's how I got into thumbnail. I collected together all the YouTube thumbnail designs I had made for my own channel, and just published it to I knew coding a bit, so I just put up a site on GitHub, and that was my first portfolio. And from there I started this YouTube thumbnail designing. And after that, I also stumbled upon Instagram post, Instagram carousel, and many other Canva templates. But YouTube thumbnail is like, I always inclined more towards YouTube thumbnails as it seemed easier to me. That's why I just niched down to just YouTube thumbnail and the YouTube thumbnail game. So in this podcast, I will be trying to just share my experience, my just facts, straight out facts. I'm not trying to pose as an expert. I don't know if YouTube guys who make the YouTube, they are the experts. I'm nowhere close to experts, but I will try to learn. I will try to bring people and discuss topics and even researches, what I have learned, what I am learning, those things. Okay. So today's topic is first episode. What is the YouTube thumbnail? So I have learned over a long period of time. I have tried to compile. I am a person who tries to compile down every single thing into like a simple format which I can remember and I can use and also share. So What is a YouTube thumbnail? I have learned that it is a piece of graphic displayed over the YouTube video which should do three things. 1. Stop the scroll or catch the attention, raise curiosity, and convey a small, simple message as to why you should watch that video. Stop the scroll, raise curiosity, and convey a simple message. It's also like a beautiful packaging, like great products. See iPhone. It is a great piece of machinery, like a great video inside, great edits, great script, great idea, but it also needs a packaging, like beautiful packaging. If you can see I don't have the iPhone, I have nothing. So yeah, the beautiful packaging inside, it's so powerful piece of machinery or technology, and still it's so beautifully made. So that's packaging. And even after doing such a great piece of work on this piece of technology, they also make a great package outside. So that is a YouTube thumbnail kind of, which people judge a book by its cover. A person by the way they dress and talk, the video by its thumbnail. And it's not that we want to judge, but we are pre-programmed and predisposed to judge. And kind of I think it's all right, because you cannot just go and watch the entire video and then you will judge whether it's good video or a bad video. Yeah, you will do that, but you cannot do that for all the videos you're gonna watch. Like if there are 10 videos for your search term, you have to first judge it by first its thumbnail and the title. Yeah, so that is something. It's also like a pattern recognition. Like a black thing is generally more threatening than a white, and a fat person is more, lazy, which these things judging also have downsides, and even the halo effect, which we all know, a beautiful person is better, richer, etc. And here also in the thumbnail business, thumbnail game, the clickbaits often happen. So that is something. But it's not a bad thing. I think it's pretty good, if you will, because yeah, it saves a lot of, it's net positive. It saves a lot of space in our head and our time as well. So first impression. So we will be talking about, I have here total about 15 points. So let's go over them. This fourth point. First impression. First impression matters. Like I already talked, first impression of a person matters a lot. Like there are books on it. First impression matters. Like make the first impression. First impression counts for how much there will be. If you will ever start to study charisma and personal development and dating, these things, like overall the video matters. Like the person matters, the way they talk, the thoughts they have, the psychology around it. But first impressions matter a lot, especially, yes, first impression do matter. Like if you make a good first impression and then a great video, first impression and a great first impression and a great person, that will go much better in much way. Like very few people will be able to judge you completely and know you completely, so that they know the inner deep person inside of you. But in general, the first impression matters, because if you do not have the first impression, if people do not feel like enticed to know you and talk to you, they will never get to learn the great inside. If people do not like your thumbnail, They will never gonna watch your video inside. Maybe you can make the reels out of it, then that will be first impression, and cut the small reels and chop them into great pieces and art and have a great editing there. But yeah, still, first impression is generally a thumbnail, and that matters. So a thumbnail, point number 5, just like your looks, your first impression tells something about you. The YouTube thumbnail tells something about you, your professionality, the way you have designed the thumbnail, whether it's minimalistic, modern, the fonts there, the colors there, the feel and the look that it gives people, the emotion it conveys, the simple message that it's trying to convey. Just like in our lives, the quality of our clothes, the quality of our glasses, the way we are combed ourselves, whether you have hairs or not, the way you are being polite to people, these are things. You're also like a brand in itself. The way you are always, that's your brand. The way you are carrying yourself, the way you're looking, every single thing is a brand. The same way, thumbnail conveys something about you, and that's great. Number 6, and again, it's like our looks. It's like a promise. We do have to deliver. Like, if you cannot just look like a great person and just be a crap. Many people are, many videos are with a great piece of thumbnail but a shitty video, a great looking person with a BMW, but when you talk to them, oh my god, I don't want to be around this person any time soon. So, but it's like a promise. You have to make a great promise, then you have to deliver. So it's like, if I am carrying myself well, if I am confident around people, if I am cracking jokes, if I look the way, if a professor is dressed like great professor with, not with a cigar. If you're a psychologist, maybe a philosopher, then maybe a cigar would help. But if you're well dressed in a suit, like brownish with some texture, and you're carrying some books, that gives a great look of a feel of a professor, and then you deliver your lecture, that you promise something. Like, people will be like, yeah, wait for you. Like, people like promises. I think that's why we not me personally, that in human general, make wedding ceremony, what is it called in the Christianity, wedding vows, yeah. So that's why marriage vows, yeah. That's why I guess people make, because we like to believe, maybe humans like to believe a lot, and it's a good thing. Believe. That's why we like even if you're applying for a job or applying as a freelancer, you have to promise people things, even if you do not deliver 100%. But yeah, I will just nail it to the ground. I will just do everything possible. Even if you will not, even if you, like, it's a few hour job in a week, or few hours in a month job, still you have to promise that I will do everything, because kind of you will give that undivided attention for even a few hours in a month maybe, but yeah, you are doing. So you have to make a great promise. The same, it's a YouTube thumbnail, something that's gonna happen. Like, if you see Mr. Beast thumbnail, oh my god, like, all of those thumbnails are real, but they convey the message of some grandeur, some grand things that's gonna happen. So yeah, even if normal thumbnails, like, learn Photoshop A to Z in one video, like, that's a promise. So yeah, number 6, promise. Number 7, the audience. Do you dress differently for different occasions? Maybe you dress differently when you are around different people, sports friend, college friend, a date. So we dress differently. The same way, your thumbnail needs to be different for different type of audience. Like, if I am making a thumbnail for gamers, like my audience is gamers, then it will have maybe a neon effect or something very darky and very high saturation. But if I'm making something for old people or something related to books, maybe then it will be more cleaner. So that's the point with the audience. In marketing, I have learned that it's always like Jeff Bezos, I think, has a saying that customer is God. So your viewer is your God. You have to make things for the viewers, and audience matters. Also, this is also quite very debatable, because sometimes we just try to make things just for the audience, and we do not make things that we want. There has to be kind of balance, and if you create good content, I think that comes on its own. So mind your audience as well. Number 8, the art. YouTube thumbnail is not directly an art. Any piece of marketing is not an art. YouTube thumbnail is a piece of marketing. It is not an art. It can be an art in some ways, but it's a piece of marketing with a specific purpose to get the right people to click on the video, so that they need it or they will find it interesting and they will watch it through the way. They will be on the platform and YouTube will like that, and then YouTube will reward you. So that's the thing. So it is not an art initially. Even I hope many designers design things as an art. Oh my god, I learned full Photoshop. Now I'm gonna put in all my effort and all the strategies and all the methods, and I have learned all the methods I have learned to put it in the thumbnail and make it as artsy as possible, as many small details as possible. But no, you have to just convey a simple message. Your characters, you don't have to show everything. You just have to, stop the scroll, raise curiosity, and convey one simple small message. So YouTube thumbnail is not an art, it's a piece of marketing. It can be made like an art, but it's a piece of marketing that needs to entice people. Visibility. Again, it must be designed in a way that it's easily visible or seen. Easily visible or it is seen. Of course, a billboard. When you're driving, what do you see? A big billboard or something small pasted on the side of the road. That's a very bad comparison. But everyone has a very small place or designated, what it's called, you have been given a small piece of area to display your thing, to market your video, to market your work into the world of YouTube. And we should make the best use of it. So visibility. Things should be as big as possible, because most people use YouTube on their phones, and even if they use things on laptop or bigger screens, all the thumbnails become bigger. So the one which first disrupts the pattern disruption, and the bigger things, generally people will be able to read the message. If you have a text that is small, it won't be readable, and in general humans are very lazy, so they are not gonna spend a lot of time trying to figure out what the message of the video is. So the visibility should be longer. You try to use as big elements as possible. I try to do it all the time, like many times you just need the face there, and people are like, even in the start especially, I've made this mistake so many times. Even if I do daily, probably, that I will try to keep from the head to the waist of the person. In fact, but it's most of the time it's not needed. It's just, you just need the face and a little of the shoulders, so that they know that it's the person and not just a face. Yeah. So yeah, and sometimes even the hairs are not needed, but sometimes it looks good. So yeah, the visibility must be as big as possible, and also the text can be stretched. Use 1 to 2 words. I try to minimize always. I also ask ChatGPT to write every sentence that I'm thinking of to put it as a YouTube thumbnail text, and try to make it more concise and more shorter, so that I can have it bigger, so people can actually see and read and then understand the message that I'm trying to convey, or the promise I'm trying to make with that thumbnail for that video. Okay, so visibility, the size. You have also size. Number 10, size. Also, since there is so little virtual space given to you, the elements must be big enough to be seen on the small screen. The same thing I just already told you. Already talked on this thing. Simple. So number 11, simple. Nate Black, the person of the channel makers, is the amazing person. He has all his videos are essentially deleted from the channel makers YouTube channel, which was amazing channel. It was growing regardless. So Nate Black used to say that the channel makers, that the message should be simple and concise, because people do not have time to figure out everything. Both you and your thumbnail, you have 2 seconds to make the first impression and stop the person to dig in further. Like, I tweeted it a few months ago that it was around something like people come to you because of your achievements and stay with you because of your values. People come to you because of your thumbnail and stay with you because of your videos. I hope that makes any sense. So yeah, it's simple. Nate Black used to say that channel makers, a message should be simple, because you have only 2 to 3 seconds. Like, people are scrolling, people are trying to get the thing. Like, if they're searching on YouTube, they are trying to solve a problem, or even if they're trying to find entertainment, they're trying to get that dopamine or get that entertainment. So they don't have much time. They just want to watch a great video. They just want to find the solution to their problem. So they do not have time to judge all the thumbnails and judge all the videos inside, but just ASAP, because time is running out. Everyone has just limited time. Time is like the most valuable resource. So no one is giving you more than 2 to 3 seconds to convince them or convey that message, convey that simple message. Yeah. I hope it's recording. Yeah. So that's the thing. Number 12, some technicality. which is generally how we are programmed. It's like we humans love to see symmetry even in a person. Like a symmetrical face is more attractive, the symmetrical thumbnails are even more attractive. Big text, like how can I convey it to the as a person? Big text, like bigger eyes maybe are more enticing to look at. Not too big, but yeah, big. Faces, conveys personal touch. I think in this world today we are missing a lot on human to human interaction. So seeing a face is very refreshing and connecting somehow. So faces always have brighter colors. Of course, bright colors resembled fruits in our natural environment. So fruits, it was great taste and provided a lot of calories for long term for us to live, and calories were very important historically in our evolution phase. So that is something. So yeah, bright colors, red arrows, because it's kind of directs our attention, and mystery. In many niches, mystery is very important because humans like things to be a bit mysterious, especially women, men too, and there should be something that they are able to uncover, and not everything was just lying flat on the plate. They didn't have to do anything to really know or discover something. Yeah, so mysteries also. And depending on niche, there are many other technicalities. Number 13, technical specification. Initially, I used 1920 into 1080 resolution always, and sometimes it costed in, having a bigger file than 2 MB is not allowed. So, but YouTube always also resized it to 1280 into 720. So I just use 720p now because it's just enough. You don't need to have full HD. 720p is great. So last, the $1 million question. I mean, literally people do make millions of dollars with YouTube. So what is a good YouTube thumbnail? Today, from all I've learned, this may change in the future as I am continuing to learn. A YouTube thumbnail is a simple and concise marketing design that conveys your videos effectively. Because it's not just to get the view, it's also to get the whole engagement, so that YouTube promotes your video to other people and more people. It keeps testing the waters with bigger and bigger audience, and if they do watch the video and stay on YouTube as long as possible, then YouTube will convey it to more people. So the thumbnail should make a promise that video is delivering. Also, this can be like upside down. Like I learned this legendary advice. Like people are trying to figure out how I am gonna convey in my YouTube thumbnail that something is that my video conveys. Like it should not be clickbait and I should not over promise. But Alex Hormozy and Mr. Beast, they say that, I think it was originally from Mr. Beast. He said that do not worry about clickbait or trying to keep your thumbnail according to as much as you can deliver, but flip it. Make a tremendous offer in your thumbnail, like gorgeous, like make an idea of the thumbnail that surpasses everything. It's like it should look clickbait, and then back it up with your video, and your video should deliver that much. Like it should be a clickbait, and then it should be delivered. So it will not be called clickbait in the video, but it should entice people 100%. Yeah, I think that applies to many niches, but not all, I guess. But yeah, you can always deliver humongous amount of value. So that was today. We talked about what is a YouTube thumbnail. It should pattern, interrupt, stop the scroll, raise curiosity, and convey a very simple message. It's like a beautiful packaging. People judge a book by its cover. Always people do that, and I don't think it's gonna change, and it shouldn't change. It's just that it is play the games with the variables that are present in the environment rather than trying to change the variables of the environment. Yeah, you can change it, but yeah, play it with the variables of the present world. Like, the world is essentially not the safest place to be in, so becoming stronger is a better idea than trying to make the world 100% safe place. Yeah, we do try to make the world a better and safer place, but it's not safe right now. In a hypothetical world, also, I don't think it's gonna be 100% safe. So be cautious, take caution, and maybe learn martial arts. That's what I'm trying to do. Be stronger, be richer. So play the cards that you are dealt with in the world that exist and not which you wanted to exist. Everyone wanted, maybe I should have been born with $1 billion and six-pack abs and great genes and the love of my life meeting me at 4 of age, but that is not true. So I'm dealing with the thing that is present rather than what I wanted to be present. Yeah, we do try to make the world a better place. So again, our looks as like a promise. You always make a great promise in both in the real life, and you have to make a promise that you can do the work of the people. You should be able to convince with a look that, yeah, this person will be able to do the work. Yeah, this person can go through stuff. Like if you have a six-pack abs, like, and if you have some muscles, if you have a great body, then yeah, this man can, like, if you go on, even in a job, like people will be say, yeah, this person can put in the effort. So yeah, that's something. And it is not an art. It's a piece of marketing that has a specific purpose. Then the size of things must be bigger, and it must be simple because people don't want complex thing. They do want mystery, but you have a very small amount of time to convey the message, so it must be simple. Like whole marketing is making things simple, I guess. Simple. Like all the apps, they are tracking our finger movements to figure out where people click, where people are more enticed to click, like heat maps, etc. So yeah, technicality, it would be symmetric, big text, face, bright colors, red arrows, mystery, intrigue. Depending on the niche and technical specs, I tried to use 720p right now and away from, and the last and the least after that, and last 2 minutes, $1 million question: what makes a great YouTube thumbnail? A great YouTube thumbnail is simple, concise marketing design that conveys your video effectively. So this was the first episode of the YouTube thumbnail game with CGR, your host CGR, presented to you by CGR Designs. Haha.